with Bonta and Shasky.
Warriors win game one over the Denver Nuggets, 123-107 to take a 1-0 lead in their best-of-7 series in the first round. Game two tonight, Chase Center, game two tonight. Warriors Live starts at 5:30 here on 95.7 The Game. Tip off at 7 p.m. That was the first playoff game in the city of San Francisco in 58 years. Last time they had hosted a playoff game in San Francisco was against the St. Louis Hawks back in 1964.
Wow.
JB will remember that, the Western Division Finals.
I'm asking, I don't know the answer. Can you name one St. Louis Hawk? I can't.
I'm just going to guess Bob Pettit.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to guess Bob Pettit.
I'm going to look this up now.
Yeah,
keep
look it up now. 1964, St. Louis Hawks. Warriors played a game. I believe it was at USF or San Francisco City Gym. I should know this.
Okay.
But that was back in 1964, April 1st. So that was going to be fun. Oh, we had Joe Lacob on 5 o'clock. Somebody on YouTube. I thought you guys were going to have Lacob on. We did, 5 o'clock on a pregame show. Yeah. Lacob was rolling material, man. He was feeling good about himself. And Chase Center was feeling good. Chase Center, Lakeford, you were at the game. You got the ticket in. You were dapper. You had your suit on. How would you rate the Chase Center experience in their first playoff game held at that building?
What do you mean, like a rate on a scale of 1 to 10?
Let's do 1 to 10. Let's do 1 to 10.
I'd say it was at an 8. Because for a first playoff game, here's the thing. I'm tired of all the comparisons to what it was like to Oracle and stuff because Chase Center isn't seasoned yet. It was one playoff game, but the excitement for Klay Thompson when he was in that starting lineup, the excitement for Steph Curry when he came into the game and, whenever he'd go up and shoot a three, the excitement. People know when he's going to shoot a three. Right. They know when Steph's going to do that. And when certain plays happen, but, to get to have a fully well-rounded opinion on Chase Center in the playoffs, I need to see like a game 7. I need to see when it comes down to a game-winning shot because, let's be honest, by the time that game got to the fourth quarter, it was pretty much over.
It was academic. Yeah. It was academic. It definitely was. The Warriors blew them out in that second and third quarter there. I scored them by 12 in the third quarter. I scored them by 9 in the third quarter. So that's a score of 64-43. That's your game. Plus 21 in the second and third quarter.
And the loudest that I heard it in the arena was for a certain moment that we got for taking him to school, Bonta.
Oh, real quick before taking him to school, I got to hear who was on the St. Louis Hawks. Give me the St. Louis Hawks. Okay. I like that tease, though, Langford. I like it. But I got to hear about these things because he's just sitting over here twiddling his thumbs like Montgomery Burns, trying to give me these names and a roster.
All right, born in 1931, Cliff Hagan was on that 64-65 team.
All right.
Born in 1939, Bill McGill. But here we go. Let's get into the 40s, all right? Jeff Mullins, Bob Pettit, Paul Silas.
Bob Pettit, I named it.
Yeah, you did.
Paul Silas.
Paul Silas. And then,
how about that?
Here's one that I think that you would, most fans would recognize, Lenny Wilkens.
What, on the St. Louis Hawks at 64?
Isn't that kind of crazy?
That is insane.
What's crazier to me is that Lenny Wilkens was born in 1937. He's the same age as my grandfather.
Wow. The late, great, he's not late. He's still alive out there. He's still kicking.
Lenny?
Yeah. Lenny's still out there.
Had the all-time wins record at one point?
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
Lenny Wilkens. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. That is wild.
That's a good call by you.
Wow. Bob Pettit. That's what he was.
No, I'm very impressed.
Only because of Jim Barnett.
Yeah,
only because of Jim Barnett.
Impressed.
All right, it's time for Taking Him to School, presented by
Pettit,
Evergreen.
born in 32.
Evergreen Valley College.
He's a child.
Home of the highest earning community college graduates in California. Langford hyped this highlight up. Got to hear it.
Matchup getting spicier. Gordon goes up and under on the drive. Missed it. Rebound Clay. Chest pass to Poole. Poole, 3-on-3. Drives in. Goes up with a Euro step. It's good and a foul. He got fouled by Will Barton. He's going to the line. Wow. Just slowed it down just a little bit on Barton. Ripped it through and somehow flipped it up and in.
I mean, what an amazing move.
It was an amazing move right there. Tom Tober, Tim Roy on the call there. Great call by Tim Roy, the voice of the Golden State Warriors. That was taking them to school, which happens the morning after every game, paid for by Evergreen Valley College, home of the highest earning community college graduates in California.
One of the things with JP, Jordan Poole specifically, is like, I see people like, well, he's only done this a couple of times. And like, does he go out there and score 5 points like twice a week and then, and then he explodes for 35 the next night? Like, no, not really. He's been very consistent.
No,
very consistent. Like, the level of consistency to me is the thing I'm like, this is sustainable.
Right.
This is not just like I'm here one night, I'm not here the next. It's the way he's playing and the body of work over a very long period of time now, B.
It's disappointing if he doesn't score 20 anymore. It's disappointing if 408. No, Cal Palace is technically Daly City.
It's on the corner.
Right.
I mean, if you talk to anybody who lives in the 94132,
it feels San Francisco. I know. Trust
whatever.
me, I know. But no, that was technically Daly City, so the Warriors don't count it. But anyway, his pacing, Jordan Poole's pacing.
Yes.
He has a sense of the moment, which great players have. Like, I think of Dwayne Wade, when he had a sense when it take over for the Miami Heat. You think of those just quick, flash players.
Absolutely.
Where it's just like, all right, it's my time now. Little Kevin Johnson in his game. Like, this guy, Jordan Poole,
the start and stop?
Dude, everybody always talks about the offseason. Like, oh, the Warriors going to have... Jordan Poole's going to be a Golden State Warrior for a very long time.
Oh, put pen to paper.
A very long time. I mean, the fact that he does that on national television, this first ever postseason game, not knowing whether Steph Curry's going to be there, game is, back and forth, back and forth. It's a sluggish start, as you mentioned, and he just takes it over in the second quarter. And it's like, damn, out of all the stars, Jokic, Curry, Draymond, Clay, it's a guy named Jordan Poole who was the best player on the floor at 22 years old. And sensing the moment there where it's just like, this is my time.
This is something I've been thinking about for about 48 hours now. Can you think of a guy, not someone who ascended this quickly, because we've seen guys ascend quickly, but literally went from 18 months ago, I'm not sure he's a professional.
I mean,
not even like it's one thing to just not be that good. It's another, like, I legitimately had thoughts, and maybe I'm an idiot and I can't assess talent, but I legitimately I'm not sure he's a pro.
No, I went to a lot of those games when they won 15. When they won 15 games. I saw a lot of Jordan Poole early on. He couldn't shoot a three. He couldn't make anything. He was shooting.
Shot selection was horrible.
He was shooting in the 20s. Like, his confidence was shot. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know. And so he goes out to the G League.
Exactly.
He comes back, and I saw, okay,
a little flash.
Maybe this guy could be a ninth man, an eighth man. And then last year, he gets off to a rocky start, goes to the G League. I'm not even thinking about Jordan Poole.
No.
We're thinking about Oubre.
Yes.
The conversation is, who do you keep, Oubre or Wiggins? We got to bring Oubre
100%.
back. And, Jordan Poole, this. And we're like, Jordan Poole doesn't factor. Then he averages nearly 15 points a game since getting called back up from the G League, and he's in that closing lineup down the stretch. He had some good playing games against the Lakers and the Grizzlies, had a good stretch over the last 6, but you're still thinking like, all right, Klay Thompson's going to be hurt until December. Can you just hold down the fort? Can you just hold down the fort, Jordan Poole? You're going to start, but you may play 20 minutes. You never had this worry about D-Wade. You never had this worry about LeBron. You never had this worry about Donovan Mitchell. You never had this worry about great players. Like, it's really remarkable to think that he was just in the G League last season, and now you're saying to yourself, this guy's going to bet on himself and get a max contract.
It's got more of a football feel than a basketball feel. Most of the time in basketball, it feels like, for the most part, guys solidify themselves in the NBA early on. They show promise, and then they keep building on that. Like, this guy, not that it's Kurt Warner, not that it's Jeff Garcia.
It just came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He went from fringe to star. Like, I just can't think.
Just think about this. In February, we were discussing how Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins are slumping. And Jordan Poole wasn't the same since Klay Thompson comes back.
Yes.
They had that game in Dallas where they lose in Dallas. Remember down the stretch, they tied it with Dallas. Moses Moody had a couple threes in that game. But Jordan Poole came off the bench, and that was the first time where I was like, oh, wow, Jordan Poole's finally aggressive. He's fighting his game.
Yes.
Ever since that night, the guy hasn't slowed down, and I'm waiting for him to slow down. I was waiting for him to regress, and he had the bad night in San Antonio where he goes 3 for 19, but he gets to the free throw line like a great player, and he finishes up with 19. So it's like, this guy's a star. He's a bona fide star, and we saw the 3-guard lineup with Steph, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson, and I'm thinking, all right, he's not Kevin Durant.
No.
But damn, he gives you a Kevin Durant-like impact at times.
And this is the fountain of youth for the older guys to remain young and squeeze the last drops out of it. Kawhi gave fountain of youth opportunities to Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan. That's what you're hoping to kind of replicate with Jordan Poole. And in a weird way, because he doesn't play the defense that Kawhi does, but his offense actually enhances what the other guys do because it opens the floor up for the most proficient shooters the game's ever seen.
He's going to extend their careers.
No question.
Steph and Clay. He's going to extend their careers. That's how good this player is. All right, we'll keep talking some Warriors. 888-957-9570. He is amazing.
It's
amazing.
It's crazy.
I mean, it really is. And the crowd roars differently now with Jordan Poole goes
He's
nuts.
got the yo-yo handles.
You know, it's like Bosa at Levi's and Richard Sherman when he was a 49er. And
Bonta
George Kittle.
Tim Lincecum pitching.
Tim Lincecum pitching. Barry Bonds, of course. Jordan Poole has that type of effect on Chase Center. Wait till you see it tonight.
He's 22.
When he gets going, this crowd roars differently. They roar differently. So,
and all I kept thinking about after the game was, where are all those LaMelo people? Like, where would LaMelo and Poole? Like, I'm not saying it's the right. I'm not even saying it's the right. But I was just thinking, like, I don't think you get Jordan. I think Jordan's better than LaMelo.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And that's not a knock on LaMelo.
I'd rather have LaMelo. I'd rather have
Poole.
Poole because Poole right now plays winning basketball. But at the same time, LaMelo has a lot more on his plate.
Yes.
But
they're totally different situations.
They're different, but I would rather have
for
Jordan
this
Poole.
team and this organization, I agree with you.
I would rather have Jordan Poole. All right, more coming up on the Morning Roast. Dave Fleming, 8 o'clock. Nuggets TV color analyst Scott Hastings is at 8:30. Let's switch gears for a second and talk about the Gigantes sweeping the Guardians. Giants and Dodgers tied atop the NL West is 7-2. We'll get into the Giants with a little Games World on the other side